Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, Game Move 6 of Komorebi. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, it's on their itch.io. And man, I have to say, it still ticks me off that it took me 30 Let's Plays, over 17 hours, to notice that Clace, the guy that, spoiler, died early in a major minor, is also the name of the creator of the game. It took me to the very end of the game to actually get that. Anyways, on the last Let's Play, we played the memory where we went and entered the house and met, let's see, Isaac, Dante, and I'm Delta. Well, I'm surprised I even was able to remember that. And then I brought lunch to Isaac. It's amazing how I can do that these days.
Experience pivotal fragment. Meeting Taylor.
Okay. Someone out there wants to be you just as much as you want to be others. Okay. I might not want to be others, but I would want to have other people's something, Money? I sat at the table with Isaac and Dante, slowly chipping away at my dinner. You can only eat so many calories before you get docked points. Eating as a group isn't something we do every day, but today was special. I'd finally get to meet Taylor. He's pretty busy, so I've only seen him in the group chat. I know he's a streamer and an internet personality, but I don't know much else. It's cool that someone popular like him was taking time to hang out with me, though. Is he a poppy fur? Is there poppy furs in this universe? I've heard a lot about the guy, so I signed up for this group outing with no hesitation. I'm told this is the spot for the group. Cafes are always great. Whenever they want to hang out, it's usually here. Apparently, they have the best hangover breakfast too. Get me that recipe or whatever.
Damn, Delta! You're inhaling that!
Everybody tells me about how fast I eat stuff. Quidditch.
Can't tell us we're exaggerating anymore then. This is the best place in town. Full stop.
Full stop.
Yeah. Definitely excited to come here Saturday morning. It's part of your master plan, isn't it?
Master plan?
Hey, nice try, Dante. No more info till Taylor gets here. And even then, we should let him and Delta get to know each other.
Don't you think the nightclub would be better for that? You know how Taylor gets after a couple drinks.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Total lightweight, that one.
I wouldn't be able to say that for me, but I do go overboard. Before anyone else can talk, Taylor steps in.
Hey, is that a compliment or an insult?
Big ears. Hey, I mean, you're a cheap date. It's a compliment, I think.
Yes.
With a scoff, he sits down beside me and holds out a fist. I bump mine against his, and then he lets out an exaggerated yawn. Resting one arm on the back of the booth, it felt like he was about to pull me in.
Nice to meet you, Delta. Even prettier in person.
Same goes for you, way prettier. Sorry, I love to flirt.
Oh, I was talking about me. I guess you look pretty good as well. I'm kidding. You're a knockout. Don't forget it.
Don't.
Still your goal to flirt with all my friends, I see.
Yes.
I'm getting pretty good at it, too.
Oh, wait, him? Cool. He moves his arm from where it was and then points it at the table. A pair of headphones rests in front of Dante. They get Taylor's attention.
Oh, those the headphones my chat bought you? Oh, yeah. And he kept his end of the bargain, Isaac? No more loud music keeping you up at night?
Surprisingly, he did.
Perfect. No more fighting now, you hear me? Someone's got to keep you kids in line.
I always hate people that make noise at night when you're trying to sleep.
Anyway, let's get down to business. This whole nightclub thing, I looked at their website and not a single special event is listed.
Yeah, this is private, just for us. That means the whole news thing probably won't happen. But the other plans haven't changed. We still have an open bar.
News thing?
Perfect. That's all I cared about anyway.
Wait, what happened? That's a pretty big change to gloss over, man. Why was the media even a possibility in the first place?
Like, because he's a streamer or something?
Oh, right. My bad. They never announced the event, so nobody knows they canceled it. The plans that I have are still in full effect, though. Don't worry.
And those are...
I'm introducing all of you to a new friend. He's in town, and he said drinks are on him.
Talking about me?
That's all you get, though. The rest is a surprise. For real.
Because I'm new in town, right?
There's more? That seems like all of it to me. A friend is visiting and buying us drinks. You timed it with Delta's arrival, too.
Okay, so I'm not visiting, yeah.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Isaac lets out a nervous laugh and rubs the back of his head. I can tell he's acting. There's a bit more to his plans, for sure.
Oh, I've got it. I know who we're meeting.
Huh?
Isaac went and got himself a sugar daddy.
Nice.
I guess Argus isn't paying good enough anymore.
What? No! That makes perfect sense, actually. Unless you'd like to prove us wrong.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Nice try. It's not going to work.
I mean, you can prove there is a sugar daddy, but you can't prove there isn't a sugar daddy. Oop, my head's a bit tilted weird.
Just wait until Friday. It's not even that far away. Speaking of which, you're all still down to pregame?
Hell yeah.
Sounds good to me. I'm making a big list of snacks, too.
Snacks.
Great. I'll pick up some of the booze and juice. Let's get started around 4 p.m. Sound good?
Still kind of a bit early to pregame, but yeah.
Day drinking?
Day drinking.
Day drinking.
A moment later, the server comes and hands us our bills. Notice that mine has the discount Isaac assigned to my identity. It's probably a good time to ask him more about it. It still feels wrong. Really? Still feels wrong?
Oh, he did that to you as well?
He fooled me too, I gotta admit.
Fooled?
All of that stuff is just taken out of his paycheck. And if it's not, he's just abusing his friends and family discount.
I mean, we are friends discount, but I wouldn't want to do that.
He's definitely not as dark and brooding as you think.
Thanks for ruining it, dude. I just wanted to be nice and impress Delta.
I mean, discounts from the company, sure, but I don't want to take it out of your wallet, you know?
Besides, it's a valid cover-up. Nobody really wants to accept pity money.
The fact that I'm jobless is now more apparent than ever. I appreciate Isaac's gesture, but I did save up a lot before moving. It'll help out, but it wasn't necessary. I thank him, just to clear the air.
No problem. Glad to know you appreciate it. I always want to help, no matter how it comes across. It just felt better to remove any chance of offending you.
He glances at Taylor as he says that. I'm assuming he didn't react well to Isaac's pity money. I can actually understand how that would wound somebody's pride.
Well, I've come to love it, trust me. But right now, there's an even bigger dilemma at hand.
Your streamer? He opens his menu and looks it up and down.
Just what do I order?
Mocha, 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 mocha. I don't have a... What kind of horrible future is this that doesn't have mochas? You know, chocolate coffee. At least they have Earl Grey, though. Worst timeline ever. Anyways.
Experience pivotal fragment. Locked out?
Oh no. Damn. The safety of the past is the greatest treasure that we can never possess. I guess the reassurance is that things will turn out alright, or maybe at least okay, does for your past self put a bit of convenience and peace of mind. That's a problem. When you're at that time, you don't really think about it all that much, or you don't know what's going to happen. I guess that's the reason why there's all this time stuff, the Komorebi. Komorebi? Robbie? We leave the grocery store, our hands full of bags. It was mostly booze and a sort of junk food. You know, the usual. It took a couple of hours, but Isaac and Taylor were there to make it easier.
That's everything, yeah?
I think so. Dante made the list, though. I'll just blame him if we forget anything.
Classy.
Isaac walks over the driver's side door and tries to open it. A moment later, he looks up, giving us an embarrassed smile.
Oh, speaking of classy, please don't hate me for this.
Isaac, you didn't.
I did.
Lock your phone in your car or something? Taylor groans and places his bags on the ground. I'm a little confused, but I quickly realize what's going on. Isaac locked his keys in the car. I guess we're stuck. So wait, they have keys? They still have keys? Use your phone to unlock the door of your house, but not your car?
And you insisted on using this dated piece of junk. If you had more refined taste, you could just whip out your phone.
Okay, fair enough.
I do have refined taste, and it's not dated, it's vintage.
It's sketchy, is what it is.
Sketchy car.
You say that, but you'll thank me for having it one day.
Okay, that might explain why his car wasn't, driverless or automatic.
Oh yes, of course. I'm so grateful that you stranded us in the middle of the city.
That day is not today.
Taylor sighs, his annoyance almost exaggerated.
Well, looks like we're walking. This is Isaac's mess. Let him stay and fix it.
Nah, I'm actually gonna walk with you. I'll have to grab some tools for my workshop. Thankfully, this isn't the first time I've locked myself out.
Thankfully?
Yeah, always makes a good story to tell.
Why not just get a new car? You know, one that follows regulations.
Because I'm just made of money.
He scoffs and walks back towards us. Taylor picks up his bags and he starts walking in the right direction. With all this added weight, it'd take a couple of hours to get back home. Oof.
I guess I'm coming over to your place now. Good thing I didn't have a stream planned today.
Or tomorrow, hopefully.
God, I would hate to have to actually do that. Be like, hey, I have things planned out. I like just making videos whenever, you know?
Yeah, I'm taking the weekend off for you.
No.
I don't get to do that very often. It's costly. But in my heart, I know that this open bar is compensation enough.
You get drunk after one cocktail.
Yeah.
Oh, I plan on going farther than that.
2 cocktails.
You wanted to make the night memorable, right? I think the marker of a memorable night is not remembering it at all.
So I have a ton of memorable nights then.
Oh, so you're an alcoholic.
Damn. It do be like that sometimes.
Says the guy who drinks beer at lunchtime.
Day drinking is better.
It depends.
Oh, I can't wait to hear the explanation on that one.
Before they can continue talking, we almost bump into somebody. Quickly dodged to the side. We turn back and apologize.
Oh, sorry about that.
Don't worry about it.
He's the other guy.
Say, that's a lot of food.
I suppose it is?
Well, are you gonna eat it all?
Oh, is he homeless?
That's what you do with food, yeah?
Oh.
His shoulders slump down, and he looks defeated. We exchange glances, as concern rises within us.
Hey, everything all right?
Yeah, just really hungry.
Can't you go buy some food for yourself?
Is he a zero? He slaps his hands on his pant pockets as if looking for something. A clearly comedic gesture, as we can now tell he's carrying nothing with him.
I guess I forgot my wallet at home.
Your phone, too?
My what?
We exchange glances once again as he starts to understand. Maybe he's a time traveler?
Oh, you're a zero.
That's what they've been calling me, yeah. My friends are here to protest. I just wanted to see the city. Didn't pack enough, though, and now this walking has me starved.
We yell together and start whispering amongst ourselves.
What we do? Beats me. I've never met a zero before. Hey, aren't we gonna lose points if we keep talking to him? Dude, he's a person, not a liability. Of course, of course.
I can hear you.
Right, those sound triangles. Isaac and Taylor look scared stiff. To break the awkward silence, I grab an apple from Taylor's bag. Going out towards the zero, I make it clear that it now belongs to him.
No joke?
I shake my head and apologize on behalf of Isaac and Taylor.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I'm just not used to seeing, zeros in the city.
Or, well, anywhere, for that matter. You and your friends are making history.
Yeah, if you say so.
He steps forward and grabs the apple out of my hand.
What do they call you?
I tell him my name is Delta and introduce him to Isaac and Taylor.
Delta, huh? So I guess you're the cool one.
With a smile, he takes a bite of the apple and walks away, waiting until he's out of earshot before talking about what happened.
I'm totally cool. What was he talking about?
Yeah, the definition of cool. Walking around in a jacket that's 3 sizes too big.
I'm growing into it.
More like filling it out with all that junk food you've been eating. Anyway, let's keep going. Hopefully that was our only distraction.
Wait, I'm actually kind of concerned.
About?
Trust me, Isaac, it's nothing to worry about. Totally normal to be concerned with your weight.
No, you idiot! It's the zero! He said he wanted to see the city.
I
have ears.
Yeah, but that means he's never seen it before. He's one of the zeros that was born on a colony.
And?
He never got a chance to say no to the system. He must have had ideals forced onto him by mom and dad.
Oh, I see what you mean. At least we get to choose.
Shouldn't he, too? You know what? Never mind. This is getting too deep for me.
Yeah, sounds about right. You're more of a drinker than a thinker.
I'm surprised that drinking during the day and getting blackout isn't a points deductor. You know?
Guess I have my work cut out for me then.
He laughs and shakes his bag slightly. Balls of alcohol shake around, knocking into one another. As we make our way home, I can't help but feel sorry for that zero too. Everybody should get a chance to start fresh, just like I did. Start fresh? Is that a background thing? I guess you have enough for one more. Beep.
Experience pivotal fragment. Another session.
I wonder how many of these things there will be, you know? Interesting concept. Everybody desires a chance to start fresh. Even you. The counselor stares at me, like he's unsure of what to say. A few sheets of paper in his hand sporadically divert his attention. I can tell he's reading the notes from our previous session, our first session. We didn't get to cover much ground, but it was still a nice experience. I was worried we wouldn't get along, and that was a bit of a stressor. He seemed nice though, and a lot of my worries have dwindled.
Terribly sorry about last time.
Sorry?
I hate cutting things short. But when our safety is on the line, I have to make some tough calls. That protest seemed pretty heated. I hope they didn't give you any trouble.
I shake my head. I had no issue getting home. I don't think the protests wouldn't hurt anybody. They just wouldn't change. Obviously, some would fight for that change, but no hands had been forced yet.
Interesting times we live in. Pay a group no mind, and eventually it'll grow unchecked. At this rate, the heads of August might have to get involved. But let's not worry about that right now. We're on the clock. There's a couple of things I wanted to ask you last time, so let's start there. With how calm it is outside today, I don't think we'll have any issues.
I wonder what accent this person has. Giving him a nod, I lean back in my chair. I really didn't need to be here, but I didn't want to lose points either. It seemed like we were in a stalemate, until he cleared me as a patient. I only saw my last counselor for so long before it was part of my normal. With a big life change like this, I want to leave some of that stuff behind. If he can deem me mentally fit, then I won't have to see him anymore. It could be easy or hard, and it differs from doctor to doctor. But with how we're getting along, I think he can tell that I'm doing well. As I said many times before, my lack of vision has never held me back.
This one is actually a bit atypical, but I'll ask it anyway. As we've already established, you're a bit of a unique case. So, if you had the option to experience a vision, would you? I know you say you're fine without one, but this is a different angle. If I could offer you a vision of your future, would you take it? Keep in mind that you might not like what you see. Not at all.
Well, it kind of depends. I mean, statistically, yes. But if it's what I think I remember them saying, that it prevents people, that if you find a bad vision, you kind of stuck with it, I think I would go without Komorebi. So let's pick that.
All right, I'll take your word for it. You're a really interesting person, you know. I like that. Most people like you crave Komorebi. To be like everybody else. I've never found any merit in that, though. Trying to be like other people only makes you forget who you are. There's a certain beauty in embracing what makes you special. There used to be a time when you couldn't do that. At least not without being judged by your peers. Even a few generations ago, psychics were a laughingstock. But then Komorebi came along and turned the tables for everybody.
Interesting.
My point is that society moves on to a new fad almost every other day. Trying to stay current, trying to fit in, is generally a bad idea.
That's why I'm crazy. Well, okay, bad example. I mean, people call me genuine, or at least one person did, and I like being, I don't know, weird. Let's put it like that. Be different. I wouldn't say spontaneous, but like, I like being me. Okay, it might not like being me, but I like being able to express, not having to put a mask on, you know?
Be yourself, Delta. Your time in the spotlight will come eventually.
What happens if I don't want to be a spotlight? I nod, unsure of where he's going with this. He makes me do a lot, doesn't he?
Regardless of your thoughts right now, in the future you may feel pressured to fit in. I try and give my patients lessons that they can use for the rest of their lives. So even if I end up clearing you as a patient, you'll be just a tad wiser.
Also, I'm surprised that since there's all this point system, there is, as far as I know, but maybe it will come soon, there isn't one for, like, getting a job, you know? You know, when he puts it that way, it sounds kind of cool. It may not need a therapist, but maybe I shouldn't think of him as one. He's like a mentor, an older, wiser person to teach me valuable lessons.
As I was saying, Komorebi changed the way we see almost everything. We look back on history and see prophets all the time, but we never believed them.
Yeah.
Seers, soothsayers, fortune tellers, we see them littered throughout our past.
I mean, I haven't posted any Winds of Change, and it's going to be a while till that happens, but
But now, it's impossible to justify our skepticism. In fact, it now seems unreasonable to deny. Who's to say that Komorebi wasn't gifted to special people in the past? These people throughout the ages could have just been the first to receive it.
seems more like a curse, actually. Yeah, maybe like a trial run before giving it to the world. I'm not so sure about curse, but maybe like a trial run. Who knows?
Interesting take, but you could be right. We do trial runs all the time. No reason why nature can't do the same. It's just that the implications of these visions unsettled a lot of people.
But it does bring the question. I kind of want. I mean, I'm gonna look left until I stop saying spoilers, and when I stop looking left, then I will finish. So in Winds of Change, there's that whole Seers thing, and you see the past. I mean, you see the future, but then it turns out late in the game you actually see the past because time loops. Okay, I'm done with that.
I'd advise you not to think of Komorebi as a gift, though. A lot of people without visions do that. They feel like they weren't worthy. That's a downward spiral, though, as I doubt we'll ever be able to prove its origins.
I don't know, this is like some kind of anime visual novel thing, so I guess if it's like anything you can think, we'll learn pretty much 99% about it. Who done it, why it done, how it done, and all that stuff, you know?
But regardless of where it came from, we have to live with it. You seem to be doing pretty good in a world like this, though. You may not fit in, but like I said, you don't need to.
Fluffy. He smiles softly and places his papers on the stand beside him.
I'm a bit of an outlier myself, you know.
Uh-huh.
There's a reason why I counsel people like you, Delta. So when I talk about not having visions, just know that I speak from the heart.
So I guess he also can't see visions? Also, I wonder what this person looks like now that I'm actually hearing his voice. Maybe past 40s. I wouldn't say heavier set, you know? Unsure.
A lot of things you feel over your lifetime, I already have. Doubts,
Check.
fears,
Check.
depression.
Check.
There's a lot that could come your way. If I can make it easier on you, then I consider all of this a success.
Well, so he's never experienced Komorebi either? I also find it interesting that he started opening up to me. Until recently, it seemed like he was reciting a self-help book.
You might not experience these things for years to come. But unfortunately, we all have a crisis or two throughout our lives. When yours comes, I hope that you'll look back on these talks with an open mind.
I find it... Like, I have to assume this person's like, what, early 20s? I don't know, maybe it's different people, different cultures and all that stuff, but I just feel like if the main character hasn't experienced depression before, I find that quite peculiar. It feels a little harsh to tell me that life will be difficult in the future. I mean, life. But I guess that's a universal fact. Nobody sails through life without issue. I thank him for what he told me, and especially for opening up to me.
No worries, Delta. This is a two-way street. I may do most of the talking, but I try to mix it up. I want to talk to you, not at you. It's more personal that way.
It's kind of funny. Just think about calling family and them talking at me for about, what, 30, 40 minutes?
For example, now you know that I'm just like you. My advice may have seemed generic, but it came from experience, and that, as they say, is the best teacher. So I think we'll mix together well. Let's talk about that during our next session, though. We're almost off the clock. I'd hate to get cut off in the middle of something like we did last time. Just be careful out there when you leave. Could be another protest. Or even worse.
Well, hopefully we got my anxiety in check. I realize that he's right. An hour of our session has basically flown by. It's probably a good thing, though. I wouldn't want these meetings to drag on. After thanking him for his time, I decided to gather my thoughts and head before heading out. Brown?
Interact with each word to learn more about it.
Okay, Argus.
Upon interacting with both, your experience will continue.
Argus. The inner workings of the corporation are shrouded in mystery. No one even knows who runs it, but theories run rampant. Currently, we think it's the lizard people from underground. Currently, it must be in the hands of the founder's child or children. It's been way too long to remain in the hands of just one generation. But no matter who runs it, their influence on society is clear. The world without Argus Corporation would be awful. At least that's what we think. All we can really do is speculate. Either way, the influence of power of this single corporation is immense. They have a monopoly on almost everything and use it to maintain order. Could be worse. Okay. They could use their power for nefarious purposes. Okay. Not worth thinking about, though, as there are far more real issues at hand, I guess getting a job, namely the protests and the people living outside the city's limits. Zeros. While the system is presented as mandatory, some people still dodge it. They have no score, no identity, and live outside the city in self-sustaining colonies. They are known as Zeros. While originally a small group, they have since grown quite large. But as they grow, so does the size and scope of our cities. As the Argus Corporation slowly but surely been encroaching on Zero's territory. They're running out of space, and the integrity of their communities is more and more at risk. Some people say that they deserve it, but I don't think it's so black and white. Either way, these protests aren't violent, and they aren't calling for any substantial change. Zero simply wants the ability to enter the city legally and purchase what they need to live. They need this because the loss of space means they can't make enough on their own. Not only that, but many people who live outside the city don't do so by choice. If you abandoned the system, you wouldn't be allowed back, or your children, or even their children. Oof. Wow. Like hella harsh. Many Zeros suffer for the choices of those that came before them. These protests would give them a chance to try their hands at life in the city. And these protests could give them a chance to try their hands at life in the city. I'm sure they'll reach a mutual conclusion, but it's on how involved Argus is. They have such sway with world powers, but I guess, as people say, they did save the world. Maybe they're simply collecting what they now believe is their reward. Let's see, what was the things I have backed up in my mind? Oh yeah, man. That not even your children can get back in the system? Hella harsh. And what were the other things? There has to be smugglers, or in the previous game, pirates, and you can't see me doing air quotes. For, not really a spoiler or anything like that, in the previous game, Winds of Change, there was this city that had pirates in it, and there were two factions. One that seemed very piratey-ass pirates, you know, I think, you know, think pirates, and then also I guess maybe smuggling illicit goods, like illicit goods like drugs or something like that. And then there were pirates, which were basically smugglers, smuggling apples or something, you know? So, is there anything else? Not that I can think of, and we are out of time. And over it, too. So anyways, that's going to be the end of this Let's Play. So comment, because I like comments. Tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and share the videos to help it grow. Please remember to do pause. Try to talk and read does make me yawn. My apologies. Please remember to spay and neuter your animals to help control the pet population. Because if you don't, they will become anthropomorphic and then get foresight. And do you want that? I would kind of like to have a wolf or fox boyfriend or girlfriend, but that's something else entirely. And until next time, let's play me game move 6 of Komorebi. See ya.